Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. Today I'm talking about give her distance and she comes back. So this is more of a dating advice video. So if you've had a woman that was interested in you, it now seems she's not as interested. So this is what you can do. So first of all, why is it that sometimes women withdraw and become distant? So there's a number of things that could happen, and I think these 4 things are the most popular reasons why a woman starts to become distant when they are dating someone and they were, it seemed like at the beginning they were really interested and now they've kind of backed off and you're a bit, maybe even a bit fearful that you're losing her, okay? So the first reason is that she feels like things are moving too fast. Like perhaps you've talked about relationships, perhaps you're contacting her too much. Perhaps you're getting a bit too romantic, a bit too emotional, doing more than what she is, basically. Sometimes that can cause a woman to withdraw from you, right? Because it makes her feel uncomfortable because she's not quite basically at the level that you're at. So if you're being more romantic than her, if you're sending more messages than her, if you're initiating the conversation more than her, if you're getting too emotional, basically, and she's not doing the same, then that's why she's withdrawing, because she's going back because you're doing way too much. And it's making her feel uncomfortable because she doesn't quite feel the same way that you do yet. And that's fair enough because we all fall in love at different rates. You could be one of these people like myself that falls in love really quickly, right? And that is a part of who I am. I can't help but fall in love really quickly, right? Whereas a lot of women, unfortunately, they fall in love a lot slower. They need time to warm up to you. They need time to become more comfortable before they open up their heart to you. They need to get to know you better. They need to get to know you more. And the best way that they can get to know you is in person. So don't feel like, oh yeah, I need to start messaging her. I need to start chit-chatting to her more on the phone. No, you need to be meeting up with her in person, making definite dates with her, making concrete dates. So that means making solid plans with her, right? You need to be meeting up, right, and getting to know each other that way. Just use the phone and messaging as a tool to meet up. Don't use it as a way to get to know one another, okay? Okay, so another reason is that for whatever reason, she doesn't feel comfortable enough with you right now. That could be another reason why she's backing off, right? She just doesn't feel comfortable, okay? So she needs more time to warm up to you. That means you need to go on more dates with her. You need to spend more time with her, okay? Another reason why she may have backed off is she's lost attraction. It could be as simple as she went on a few dates with you, she met up with you a couple of times, and yeah, she just realised that, you know what, just not that interested, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to speak to him or her a lot less, and hoping that they're going to get the message. So that's another thing, okay? Another reason, and this is quite a popular one actually, and that is an ex has come back into the picture. So an ex that they have more feelings for has started to talk to them again, and therefore they're talking to the ex a lot more, right? And of course they're going to pick the ex over you because they have more emotional investment in the ex. They've spent more time with the ex. You're just someone that they may have only gone on a few dates with, okay? So they've got a lot more emotional investment with the ex. They're a lot more close to their ex. They know their ex better. They may still want their ex back. Maybe they're even still attracted to their ex. Or it could be that there's someone else that they're more into, right? They could be talking to someone that they prefer over you, right? Which is fair enough because sometimes that does happen. Sometimes you can meet someone. You may have even had this experience. Maybe you've been on like 2 or 3 dates with different people in the last month, right? And you're like, oh yeah, I definitely prefer that one. If that one gets in touch with me, then I'm definitely going to pursue that one more rather than the other ones, okay? So they might be just doing the same thing, okay? So that's some reasons why women can sometimes withdraw and become distant when they're dating someone, okay? So when you give her distance, this is what you do, basically. You start to match and mirror what she does. So if she only messages you once every 2 days, then you only message her once every 2 days, or you maybe do more than that. Perhaps she messages you once every 2 days, and then you reply to her every 3 days, or you message her every 3 days. It's kind of creating more distance that way, like matching and mirroring what she does, okay? But when she initiates with you, the important thing is when she initiates a conversation with you and she's like, hey, how are you? You've got to say to her, hey, it's great to hear from you. I'm doing really well, thanks. When are you free to hang out? That's what you need to say to her if she reaches out to you, okay? So the rule I think it would be good is, if you haven't heard from her in a few days, then leave it a week, right? Leave it a whole week, leave it a whole 7 days. And if she hasn't said anything to you, if she hasn't initiated a conversation with you in that time, then you initiate. You say, hey, how are you doing? When are you free to hang out? And if you get ghosted and she doesn't reply to it, or she just doesn't engage with that very well and she doesn't give you when she's available, the times when she's available, then rule her out, okay? So give her a week, basically. Like, wait 7 days and then ask her out again. If she says no, then you got to cut your losses, basically. And you just got to say to yourself, okay, she's probably just not interested in me anymore, okay? So being distant like this and matching and mirroring how she's interacting with you, backing off, like, one of the good things that you can do is grab your phone and see who's writing the longer messages, who's making the more frequent messages, who's initiating the conversation more. So basically, if you're the one doing that, you need to do less than what she is, right? So if she sends you, like I said, a message every 2 days, then you send her one every 2 days as well, or every 3 days. Okay, if her messages are not very long, then your messages can't be very long either. Okay, so you match and mirror what she does, how she messages you, how she interacts with you. Okay, so that's a good way to show distance. Okay, and what this basically shows to her, if she's still interested in you, is that you understand that she needed space. She starts to see that. She starts to see, even if she doesn't like think about it, she'll be able to sense it, she'll be able to feel it unconsciously. She'll be able to feel, okay, this person understands about dating. They understand about how dating works. Okay, they understood that I was backing off and they backed off too, right? And therefore, that makes me feel a bit more safe with them. That makes me feel a bit more comfortable with them, because they clearly understand that I needed space and they respected the fact that I needed space. And I respect that the fact that they respected me, right? And I like that. So I'm going to actually continue messaging him or her, because they made me feel comfortable, right? So if you do the opposite of that and you don't give her distance, if you keep on hounding her even though she's backing off, that scares her. That makes her think, this person doesn't understand, didn't appreciate, didn't respect that I needed space. And therefore I'm going to just not speak to them anymore, or I'm not going to date them anymore, or I'm going to friend zone them, right? So if she still likes you, when you start backing off like this, she will reach out to you eventually. She will start initiating more. She'll start putting in more effort when she sees that you're not putting in any effort as much anymore, right? She will start pursuing you rather than you pursuing her, okay? And if she doesn't like you anymore, then it'll just fizzle out. It will just fizzle out eventually. And that's good, because then you are just free then to move on and to find someone else, okay? So that's essentially how that works. So you want to work on becoming less needy, okay? So there's I think it's something that Mark Manson coined in his book Models, which I highly recommend. You can find that book in the description of this video. So an affiliate link, you don't have to click on the link, you can just search it on your phone yourself. But there's a book called Models by Mark Manson, and he coined the phrase non-neediness, okay? So that's ultimately what you've got to become if you're struggling with this kind of thing. You've got to become non-needy, right? And if you respect, that's when a woman wants distance from you, and you back off, that shows that you're not needy. That shows that you're not desperate for her, right? And that's where you've got to display. You've got to display non-neediness. So I highly recommend that you get that book, Models by Mark Manson. I think he has a blog as well, so you might be able to find some posts that he's made about dating that can help with this sort of thing. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to get in touch with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye.